Hello everyone, slightly different video today. I know that you've enjoyed coming back to school, well I hope you have, and I know that you've done the 3 tests in the 2 weeks, but now we've got to do home testing. Speaking to some of my classes, there was a bit of confusion about how they'd work, so what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd record myself doing my lateral flow COVID test, and then you can see what to do. Because remember, you're going to have to do this 2 times a week. So, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, even before I get my test equipment out, is I'm going to clear the area in which I'm going to be doing the test. So I'm going to do it here on my coffee table. Here's some handy antibacterial wipes. I'm going to give it a good old clean. Awesome. Now I've cleared my area, I also need to clean myself. So, I'm going to go clean my hands with soap and water. Follow me. Okay, I want to put the phone down to do this. Quite hard to wash both hands, one-handed. But, nice bit of water, nice bit of soap. Okay, so now I've cleaned my area, I've cleaned my hands. Let's look about what we're going to need for this test. First of all, we've got the box, the white box which the test came in. This is actually an important part of the test. You can see here we've got a holder for the extraction tube, of which we will need one. There is our extraction tube. We will also need a swab. That's actually what's going to contact our nose and throat. And inside here is the actual test. Okay, this is the lateral flow test. We'll also need a sample of the extraction fluid, a plastic waste bag, some tissue because we're going to blow our noses, and also it's always worth keeping the instructions close by to consult as you need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the extraction tube and we're going to put it in the holder. I'm also going to open the test. Now inside here is the lateral flow test. Now this is open, we're on a kind of a bit of a timer because we don't want the test to be corrupted by any outside. For these can now go in the bin. Inside here is our extraction liquid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the top off and put it into this extraction tube. I'm going to be careful not to touch the tube with the plastic, so I'm going to kind of squirt it in. So I'm going to twist off the top. Okay, and drip it into the tube, like that, and put it back in the holder. Okay, next step, I want to blow my nose. This is because this swab is going to go in our nose and our throat, so I don't want it to be corrupted by any form of excess mucus. It's also important that we haven't ate or drunk anything for 30 minutes. This is because we want to test if you've got COVID, not the Greg sausage roll that Mr Pash definitely didn't just have. Okay, so wait half an hour before food and drink, and we're now going to blow our nose. Lovely. Now obviously, we've just blown mucus everywhere, so we need to now wash our hands again. This is the last time we're going to wash our hands until the end of the test. So I'm going to go put this in the bin and wash our hands. Okay, so we're back from washing our hands. Now it's time for the difficult part. We're going to use this swab. Now just before we take it out of the package, you can see that there is a cotton end. This is actually what's going to go into our nose and throat, and then the plastic end of the swab. Now handily, the place where you open it is at the handle end. So in no circumstances should this touch anything other than the back of your throat and your nose. In order to help you reach your tonsils and know where they're going, it's always handy to have a mirror. Okay, so I'm going to change camera angles so you can see me do the fun part of the test. Okay, now for the fun part. I've got the swab. I've got my mirror. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the swab out, 4 hard presses each side of my tonsils, 15 rotations in my nose, and then into the extraction tube without touching the sides. You might gag, you might sneeze, it'll probably feel a little bit uncomfortable. In fact, you probably should get a little bit of a gagging sensation because COVID starts right at the back of your throat. And if you're not getting that gagging sensation, then that probably means you're not back far enough. One little trick that I found which helps is if you put your left thumb in your fist, it kind of reduces or even removes that gagging reflex a little bit. So that might help you swab effectively. Fun times. Here we go. Okay, now for the nose. 10 circles. Lovely. Now we need to take the sample and get it into the liquid. So I'm going to hold the tube and 15 seconds, a firm force in the liquid. Now to take the swab out, I'm going to squeeze on the bottle and kind of wring it out using the ridges. So all of that liquid stays in the extraction tube. I'm just going to put that back in the holder and I'm going to place this into our waste bag, like so. So now I've got my sample in here, I'm going to put the lid on, I'm going to really press that down firmly. It's important so we don't get any leaks. And now you can see we've almost got a built-in pipette with the extraction fluid. Now in this test strip, you can see there's a little well with S. This is our specimen well, and I'm going to put 2 drops into there. This can go in the waste bag with the swab. Now, this is kind of very similar to, if we remember in science when we've done chromatography, where we put some coloured pens on some paper and put it in water and we saw the colours rise. Except instead of colours rising, it will be your sample. And instead of them showing colours, what happens is on this strip, they have put 2 reagents which will show up when they come into contact with either COVID or part of the chemicals. We're now going to leave this for half an hour, so I'm going to set a timer on my watch, and that's how long it takes to give an authentic result. Everything else can now go in the bin. Obviously keep this because you'll need it for another test, but all of the wrappers, the biological waste bag, everything can go in the bin. So now we've just got our test strip and this which we'll need for the next time we do a test. Once you've done your test and you've waited the half an hour, now it's time to report your result. This is really important. So it means that we can get a gauge of A, if you've got COVID, and B, so we can start to think about if you've been in contact with people, how we can deal with that. The 2 possible outcomes you are likely to see is this one. This is where you have a line on the C and nothing on the T. This is a negative test result. The C stands for control, just checks that the test is working. A positive result will show a line on the T. This could be faint or it could be bold. This is a positive test, in which case you're going to have to self-isolate, you and your household, and report it to NHS. You might also see a failed test. This is where you don't see any C. You don't see any line by the C. This means that the controls failed, so something was wrong with your test. Either way, it's really important that you record your test results. To do so, the easiest way is to go to this website, in which case you can follow the instructions and you can use the QR code or serial number on the test and report that result as negative. And that's it. Good luck and see you in school.